So I've just written to the Home Minister last week with regards to the welfare aspects of the police stations and barracks in Permatang Pao. I think overall you have to understand, most police stations are in a very sad state.
I see.
They're dilapidated. The welfare of policemen, their living conditions are often overlooked. That's one you have to take care, because they're supposed to be our men and women on the front bench, on the front line, taking care of our safety. That's one. So secondly, of course, prison reforms. I mentioned this in front of the former Home Minister. We are suffering or surviving on laws that are 6 decades old. The lockup law. You go to lockup, you will not be able to wear a slipper. Because apparently one convict in the past years tried to commit suicide. But the point is, it's very archaic. Thanks to the British, we're enjoying and we're celebrating the British dominance and subjugation over us. So I think now is the time you talk about reforms, you have to be holistic. Prison reforms must be forming a huge chunk of this debate and this agenda of ours. Prison reform was also mentioned by Dr. Sri Zahid Hamidi. He mentioned it at the time, but there was no political will to implement it. So for me, it really makes a lot of sense. I'm sure the civil servants themselves will be fully in support, because we do need to bring our system, which is archaic and completely under the British thumb, up to current needs and requirements.
So you're taking a look at a comprehensive reform?
They have a document. He was supposed to have a meeting. It was mentioned in Parliament.
Right.
In fact.
Yeah. By the way, the part of the, if we include lockup as part of the detention system, don't forget the Royal Commissions have gone into the police reform, and part of the recommendation was the lockup. Lockup has tend to be most of the abuses happen during in the lockup. So part of it, the government already have something in hands, and the important thing is to go back to revisit some of those recommendations and find means to implement them. If you look at death in custody, most of the death, I do not know the percentage, actually come from during the lockup time. Prison has a much lower share of death in custody. So the main problem is because lockup was considered temporary and often not well taken care of, with the hygienic condition and things like that. So police are not given the task to just to take care of prisoners. They have a lot of tasks. So people, when they are locked in the lockup, they tend to be neglects, and so that's why there was a series of recommendations for lockup reform in order to avoid these abuses. Of course, prison as a whole also require reforms. One of the things that I always think that is that there was lack of opportunity for people to be re-educated, for re-education and also retraining. So they were just sitting idly for whatever terms that they serve, and they come out, they also feel that they are disjointed from the society. So prisons is not about keeping you away and isolated from the society, but we should take the opportunity to make someone useful and hopefully provide them opportunity for education.